I help thousands of online clients every year select the perfect ambiance for their home, and often many of the interior paint colors that I recommend or exterior paint colors are not the popular online paint colors that you see all the time, such as accessible beige, agreeable gray, canvas tan, natural tan, and the list just goes on. And today's paint color review is a good example of one of hundreds of paint colors that I recommend, and when paired correctly, is absolutely beautiful. So for those of you that are looking for a paint color and you want it to be more on the warm side, you don't want it to be a beige, you don't want to see the yellow undertones, but at the same time, you don't want it to be cool like a cool gray, then today's paint color review, Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist, could be the perfect paint color for your home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the undertones of this paint color, and then I'm going to compare it with some other paint colors that are similar so that you have a better idea of what this paint color could look like in your home. And then towards the end of this video, I'm going to share with you 2 trim paint colors that pair fantastic with Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist. Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist is actually a warm gray, but it's not your typical warm gray. So what I want to do is I want to show you the undertones and show you what makes this paint color so unique. So watch what happens when I compare this with Benjamin Moore Stonington Gray, which is considered a cool gray. Watch this. When you compare Stonington Gray with Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist, you're going to see how Early Morning Mist, it almost looks like a beige, but you don't see that yellow beige. So you definitely see the warmth, and if you look carefully, there's actually just a little bit of a green-gray undertone. So I want to use a different paint color. So watch what happens when I compare this with Sherwin-Williams, a new gray, which is considered a violet gray. Watch this. When you compare a new gray with Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist, this is where you're going to see that green-gray undertone, but I just want you to know something. It's not going to be really pronounced, so don't think that you're going to see a lot of green undertones in your walls, especially when you pair it correctly. Now I want to show you where Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist sets in the world of warm grays, and the best way to explain it is by comparing it with some other paint colors. So watch what happens when I compare this with Benjamin Moore Edgecombe Gray, which is considered a warm gray. Watch this. When you compare Edgecombe Gray with Early Morning Mist, you're going to instantly notice how Edgecombe Gray is warmer than Early Morning Mist and is darker than Early Morning Mist, and notice how Early Morning Mist is lighter than Edgecombe Gray. Now watch what happens when I compare this with Benjamin Moore Gray Mist, which is considered a light warm gray. Watch this. When you compare Benjamin Moore Gray Mist with Early Morning Mist, you're going to notice how Early Morning Mist is slightly warmer and darker than Gray Mist. So what I want you to know about Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist is that it's lighter than Edgecombe Gray, it's warmer than Benjamin Moore Gray Mist, sits right in between, and when paired correctly, it almost looks like a beige without the yellow undertones, and it has just a touch of a gray without so much of that green-gray undertone. So when paired correctly, it's absolutely stunning. And for those of you that have a north-facing room, please be careful, because this is a warm gray, and all grays are known to be chameleons. Please get a paint sample of Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist. Compare it with your fixed elements and your interior decor, and be mindful on the type of lighting that you have in your home. I want you to get this right. For those of you that are tired of trying paint sample after paint sample and you want to get it right, but most importantly, you want to talk to someone that can explain it to you why certain paint colors are going to work beautifully based on your fixed elements and your interior decor and the type of lighting that you have in your home, then I highly recommend you go to my website. I can help you with both interior or exterior paint colors. You're going to get a live video call with me, and we're going to speak one-on-one, and communication is everything. I would love to help you, and please see the reviews, see what clients have to say. I would love to help you. Next, I'm going to share with you 2 trim paint colors that pair really well with Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist. When it comes to trim paint colors, it's important that you get this right. There's so many different ways you can approach this. Now, a lot of people just fall back and do the same thing. They'll just say, I want to select Chantilly lace or maybe Extra White by Sherwin-Williams, but you can do a lot better than that. So for those of you that have fixed elements, such as flooring, for example, maybe you have maple or oak wood, or maybe you have light brown flooring, then you might want to try out Benjamin Moore Swiss Coffee. Swiss Coffee is a greige, which means a mix of a beige and a little bit of a gray. When you compare this with the Early Morning Mist, you're going to notice how it's got more depth than a creamy warm off-white. You're going to see a little bit of that yellow. You're going to see a little bit of that gray. It just looks like a creamy greige. It's fantastic when paired with Early Morning Mist. But for those of you that don't want that yellow, like Swiss Coffee, for example, then you might want to try out Benjamin Moore Dove Wing. Again, Dove Wing is a greige, so it's a mix of a beige and a little bit of a gray, but it's got the warmth of a beige without the yellow undertones. It is cool like a warm gray without the green gray undertones. And by the way, this is a fantastic kitchen cabinet paint color. So for those of you that are thinking about painting your kitchen cabinets, you might want to try out Dove Wing, paint your trims Dove Wing, and compare it with Benjamin Moore Early Morning Mist. It's absolutely stunning. For those of you that found this video helpful, please put a like. Let me know. I want to hear from you. And thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for those of you that want to get the most detailed information that you need to know about interior or exterior paint colors. I want you to get this right.